Evening, everybody. It's 7:08 on this Wednesday night, the 18th, and this is your closing comment. Sorry that I'm late, and I'm going to keep it short. It's video number 1625. So, everybody saw the numbers this morning, and they looked pretty good. A little bit of controversy here and there, but PPI was lower than was expected at down 5/10 versus 1/10. Ex fuel and energy up 1/10 versus up 1/10, and 6.2 on the month to month. Pardon me, year over year. Core was up half of what was expected year over year, 5.5 versus 6.2. The big move was retail sales. Retail sales were actually down 1.1%, which was a big surprise. In any event, the market took most of this in stride and started on the upside. But I mentioned this morning about how silly it seems when we talk about the S&P cash not being able to close above 4,000 and Friday's close of 39.9909, and yesterday's down $6. Well, it ran into a buzzsaw today, and let me just pull that up here so you can see what the futures looked like. The futures had been consistently closing above 4,000. But not the cash. So let's look at the futures and let's see what I can find for you. Okay, so we ran into trouble right here on this downtrend line, and it's a fairly long one. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We've hit it a couple of times, and we just could not manage to get through. I was talking about 40.50 to 40.75. Today's high was 40.33, could not hold, turned to the downside, closed pretty much on the low. Let's just take a quick look. On the low at 39.45, down 63. When you look at the S&P, let's see if I can get the S&P cash. I guess not. Okay, so but the S&P cash was pretty much the same way. So it really moved down hard. In fact, it closed 39.2886. That was down 62 and change, and that was below the 50 and the 200 day, I believe. In any event, the numbers played out that way. There were a couple of big names that was substantially higher. Thinking out loud about Moderna, which traded as high as 207.5, then traded down to 195 in the close, while up on the day, 197.02 was up 633. It has continued to now 196 and low change, up about $5 after being much higher. Again, I remind you that they're dealing in these vaccines that have not undergone any testing. This one, they say, is good for RSV in older people. As I said this morning, older people are not the problem with RSV. The problem is the children, and the fact that pediatric ICUs are already overrun. We also had Tesla up this morning, was up yesterday, was up this morning. It traded as high as 137 during the day, traded down to 127. After that, the last is 127.56, and that's down 395. The Dow finished down 613, which was pretty close to the low, down 1.8%. Advanced declines 2 to 1 to the downside. NASDAQ down only 1.25%, 138. Advanced declines there were 2.2 to 1 to the downside. Volume moved from 5 billion yesterday to 5.2 billion today. As I said, the S&P was down 62 and change. For some reason, I'm not getting a reading on the Russell, but the transports were down 62.35. So nothing overwhelming there, down 0.4%. The VIX also no spike to the upside, 2034 up only 98 cents or 5%. Another one of the charts that ran into a buzzsaw today was the oil. Let me just show you here. Oil, I pointed this out this morning. Let me make this a little bigger so you can see. I said we were running right into that 100-day MA, literally touched that at 82.66 and collapsed. I mean, it's not overwhelming. It was only down 65 cents, but it was also almost $3 off the high. And tonight it's down another 35 cents. So tomorrow we have, it's Thursday, so it's claims day, initial, continuing, housing starts, building permits, and the Philly Fed index. So those are all early, 8:30 in the morning. 10:30 we have EIA net gas, and at 11 EIA crude. Existing home sales is the only thing on the docket for Friday. So there you go. We had a great trade today, a quick double in some expiring SPXU calls. We paid a quarter for them. We sold them between 50 and 55 cents. So, nice little pick a little off here and there to keep us busy. All right, everyone. That's about it. And I'll be back first thing in the morning.